Hello? Oh, I think I got it working. Hi, Benny. How are you? Can you hear me? Thank you for the hearts. Awesome. All the buttons and all the things that you have to put things where it needs to be so that it goes live is nuts. It's just, oh my gosh. And it has not been one of those days where things have gone smoothly. It's been delays and all kinds of things that, you know, that phrase, everything that could possibly go wrong did, and it has. Just, hi, Shannon. How are you? Thank you for joining me. I will admit I am so stressed trying to do this because it's been a while since I did it and I really didn't get comfortable, and then I hadn't done it for a while, so it's kind of I'm just kind of ease back into it. I'm not doing any nail stuff or nail art or anything of that. I can ask questions. Oh, thank you. You believe in me. I appreciate that. I need that. Um, just because I'm trying to, I am an introvert, and me doing this is like being in front of the most largest stage or, arena that you could imagine and having that spotlight on you. It is incredibly um, terrifying. And yet here I am. Oh my God. Oh, thank you so much, Shannon. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Um, I'm going to admit, I know Maniology said that they, at one point, because of the pandemic, is why they started doing the Tuesday lives for ways for people to connect. And that's kind of why I started my channel, is because I didn't have anyone I could share my nails with. I mean, most of the people were like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty, but okay, nice." And and that was kind of like the conversation. And I'm like, "Okay, I need a tribe of people with the nail stuff so I could share." And for me, I'm of a particular sort, and I there's questions that my mind has, and I wasn't seeing videos that were answering those questions. So I thought, well, you know what? Maybe other people have the same questions, and I'll just go share them. So that's kind of why I decided to start doing my channel, is just to be able to put it out there and go, hey, if someone discovers maniology, and I discovered maniology on a lark, it wasn't like I was looking for it. I saw another content creator was talking about stuff, and I went, oh, that's cool. And then the she was talking about the plates, and I went, I gotta have those. And then I kind of totally mucked it up, and somehow, um, whatchamacallit, I uh, finally figured it out, and here I am all these years later, and I have so many polishes. I am trying to organize them so that I can have better access, so I can do the lives and be able to go reach for something that if somebody has a question, I can go, here, look, see, da da da. And I knew I had a lot, but my God, I don't have enough, but I still have a lot. Oh, thank you, thank you. Alaya Marie, you asked me to say your name. Did I say it right? Alaya Marie? Alaya? Alaya. Number one, Alaya? Alaya? Uh, Aaliyah? No? Help me out. Give me some phonics. Bold A. Aliyah? Aliyah, is it? It's Aliyah? Welcome, welcome. Okay. So yeah, and then life changed, and things were going kind of, cuckoo wonky. And just because you get old and you don't have kids in the house anymore doesn't mean that your life goes to nothing. I mean, it does in cases if you don't have a large group of friends or family or things that you can connect to. It can get lonely, but I'm an introvert, so I'm good with that. Most of the time. But for the most part, you just kind of go, yeah, my life is still cuckoo nuts. Okay, so Alaya. Names are funny. I know. I have had many that don't. They defy the logic of things because people are not used to those kind of things, and so yeah, I'm good with that. So I do try to, and I'm a linguist. Um, I saw when I was young. There's a My Fair Lady with Henry Higgins and Eliza Doolittle, and how he, it taught her how to enunciate. If I talk the way I normally talk, without the ways that I work on how I speak, no one would ever understand me. That's just that was just my thing as a kid. And when I saw that movie, then I went, okay, that's what I got to do. I have to adjust my speech and my wording so that people understand what I'm saying. Because where I grew up, the way I grew up, the words that, everything is just not traditional, not normal. What would be in the not what most people in the United States are used to. My upbringing was wildly bizarre. Um, I wanted to learn languages, and I did try to learn how to speak Spanish, but any type of because I'm gonna say, language is not our first language. To be honest, um, body language is how we learn how to communicate. To be honest, so that's our first language, and that's everybody in the planet. And so whatever language that you grew up with around you, that's your core language that you speak, is your second language, and your third language if you learn something else. So I was trying to, oh, we should be friends because then I could teach you English and you can teach me Spanish. My Spanish is poquito. And my if I say it right, es, esposo is flaco. Spouse, husband, esposo. Did I say that correctly? Oddly enough, I was around a lot of languages. Not just I was in an area where I was around and subjected to many languages. I was not taught them. I was just around them, and so I understand them. So I understand them better than I can say them. Yes, I was trying to joke, but I was also being serious because he is pencil thin. He is super skinny, and from what I understand, flaco means skinny. And this guy, if you, he I am not joking. I am being serious, but it is super funny. If he's laying underneath the covers, laying flat under the blanket, you can't tell he's there. So yes, he is super, super skinny and tall. So he's like the cartoon Popeye and Bruno and Olive Oil, how Olive Oil is really tall and Bruno is really wide. So he's really tall and I'm not really wide. I used to be. I lost like 80 some odd pounds, but and that was because of the medications that I was on. So I've lost a lot of that, almost 100 pounds. But so, and nobody even knew. A cart ride? Car ride or cart? Like a cart as in like an amusement ride? Or you'll have to describe the cart. Um but yeah, so I I have always weighed more than people thought. Like when you go into the doctors and you stand up on that scale thingy and they're doing that little teet 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 teet, and at one point I just kind of go kerchunk because we're gonna be here all day with your, because they don't think I weigh that much, and then they go, yeah, you're too heavy. It's like, it's muscle. Hello, I might be fluffy, but there's a lot of muscle underneath, so it's like, oh yeah, those mini car, the mini racers. Yeah, I'm too scared to do that. Um, I I like the water ride that looks like a tree log. I can get into that, and I can do the little tiny roller coasters that, like are meant for the little kids. I don't do merry-go-rounds. I don't do anything that spins. I do not. Oh, you're a professional kart racer? That's 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 cool. I got to meet a professional something. I mean, that's exciting. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. Whoa, whoa. Professional on what league? What area? In another country or in the United States? You 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 said Spanish, so I don't want to guess the wrong one. There's many other countries that. Oh, you are okay. What part of the U.S.? Pacific or Eastern? North or south? Whew. Ah, okay. So you're south. So you're kind of near me because I'm in Las Vegas, so I'm in Nevada. I'm turning this. I hope this makes it easier to see because the way I have it set up, y'all can't see what it looks like. But this is the 3D art that I have. I've been doing these for decades. I love doing whenever they came out. I don't remember when they came out. Ah, okay. I was wondering if Spain was coming to mind, but I was like, I didn't want to munch that up. But I started doing these, and then you kind of have. I like this because this is what I was doing before I got into doing my nails, and this is calming because I don't know if it can come over here. Um, this right here, it gives you a code. So you have numbers and letters. And then, in case you didn't know, I know it's hugely popular. A lot of people are aware of it, but there's a lot of people who are like, what? So it comes with the canvas that it's like paint by numbers. And then you get these packets, these little pouches of these plastic little diamond thingies. And then you have to separate them out. So I kind of label them so that this is what I had because I didn't get the ones I want. Now my order finally arrived and I have the smaller ones that are like this. But in the time being, I just kind of went with the lunch snacky kind of ones and labeled them so that you can tell what they were. And then you go by the code. So there's one on one side and one on the other side that is, it shows you the number and the color that's here. So then you match it up, and then where that color number goes is where you put these little designs. And this is a gnome. He's supposed to be, so I've been working on that. And it comes, most of them come with a tray and the, this is wax. It's not glue, it's wax. But it's basically, so you put this in the little tip part of this, and then it picks up the little, they're little teeny tiny, I don't know if you can see them here or not with the lighting of this. But they're little teeny tiny dots, and then you put it on the spot because this underneath here, there's a film, and this part here is sticky. And then when you're done, you seal it all up. And then you can, frame them and do other things with them. And this kit with the gnome came with this gizmo and the little squishy holder. This one is the one it's got where you can do one or you can do more than one at a time. And usually they just come with the little cheapy one that's just the one, and you don't get the squishy. So this one was kind of worth it, and it was only a couple bucks. And it was one of those things I just added it to my order because, Amazon, if you order something and you spend a certain dollar amount like everybody else, you get the shipping to be what it is. So, oh, your grandma does. Okay, thank you for showing up and doing what you did and all that fun stuff. So, I just kind of wanted to quickly pop on here and just kind of get the ball rolling because I said I would come on and do live. I was gonna do one tomorrow, but plans changed, so I can't do it for Friday, but I'll probably figure out something for Saturday and maybe Sunday just to do something brief. I can't on Monday, and I don't know if Maniology is going to be live on Tuesday, so if they're not live, I will be. And, if people want to talk afterwards and want me to do a live after the Maniology live, I know it's late for some people that are on the East Coast, I can do that as well. So, anywho, it's been a long day. It's been a crazy day. There's maintenance issues that the complex needed to do. And then maintenance issues and things that they needed to come check on and, smoke alarm tests and all that fun stuff. And then they needed to do some repairs on some things that we had the work order in, so they kind of just did that. And then the upstairs neighbor decided to put a boatload of water on their floor to clean, and I had it leaking through my ceiling. I'm like, oh my God, it's just been like all day. It's been super stressful, and oh my gosh. So I'm just kind of, Anyway, I just wanted to come figure this out, know which buttons to push, so that the next time I want to go live, I don't have so many difficulties. I think I figured it out this time. Oh. So, I'm gonna go work on cleaning up the mess in the bathroom where the water leaky, because they just, yeah, the maintenance guy said they threw a bunch of water down and had water everywhere. And she goes, and the comment was, but it's not that much water. And he's like, yeah, but it's leaking out to the rug. Everything's wet. There's enough water. It's leaking downstairs. Oh my God. Oh. So yeah, I'm a little stressed out. I need a nap. Gammy needs a nap. But anyway, um, I know I keep saying because my brain can't process at the moment. So I will be back for the lives. I will be practicing for the weekend when I can. For those of you who will watch this later, if you have questions, leave them in the comments so that then I can be prepared for the next lives. If there's something you want to see specifically, let me know. And if I have it, I will work on it. I do have a plan for one thing to share because I was asked questions, so I will try to set up for that on one of my other lives coming up. And I just know that the maniology community has bonded, and they like, how do I put this? From my perspective, the maniology community has bonded, and having that time on Tuesday has become an integral part of everybody's schedule. And I understand maniology has a life and a business to run, so sometimes they can't always it's not that easy to build content every single week, plus do your full-time job, plus have a life. I get it. So the fact that they are cutting back, I understand that there's probably a need for that in some regards. So my goal is just to kind of be there for those that were part of the community, since that's part of your week. If you still want to hang out, then I'll be there to be able to hang out, and we can do art together and figure out new things. And I've been trying to investigate more things that are on the popularity of things, the more trends and things. I've been looking into that, trying to figure out things to share and show other ways to do your nails using the products that you have, the maniology stuff. And oh, hi, Lady Starbrook. Yes, I'm doing better. I'm the anxiety and the stress from my earlier in the day has me a bit frazzled. I am feeling a lot better. Whatever I got in November, it just stuck around for a really long time. And I still have remnants of it every now and then where it'll pop up and I start coughing, but um, I don't have that pressure of the coughing all the time. I am breathing better on the regular, but we've gone into the spring and where it can't make up its mind, so it's wet, windy, rain, cold, then it's hot, and then I sneeze, and then it's wet, rain, and so it's like rinse and repeat. It just keeps going back and forth. So that's the normal things of the day, but this is going into April, so by May it'll just be, normal, and I'll be okay. And I have thanks for all that. Oh, thank you. Hugs to you too. I appreciate you a lot saying that. But yes, I'm just tired, And I think that whatever I had was just wearing me out. Plus, Hubster's schedule keeps changing, and they can't figure out what time they want him to come into work. So there's mornings we're getting up at 3, and other mornings where he doesn't have to be there. He doesn't have to be to work till 6, so we're not getting up until 4. And then because of the back and forth, there are days I'm waking up at 1 or 2, and I can't go back to sleep. So my sleep schedule is just completely nuts. But I have solutions, and I was feeling well enough to make yogurt. So I now have the continuation of that going, and yes, the eating of the yogurt, and I also found pumpkin seeds. I was reading someplace that pumpkin seeds has things that help with sleep and a bunch of other stuff, and I want to say possibly inflammation and other stuff along with that. There's nutrients and other things. So I found raw, organic, unroasted, unsalted pumpkin seeds, and they kind of don't really taste a whole lot. I mean, there's a little bit of like, doesn't taste like pumpkin, but they do taste a lot like pumpkin seeds, but they're unsalted and they're raw. And I just do a handful of those and I do better. Oh my gosh, it's there's that. So that has been helping a lot. But yeah, I don't know, I just there's something in the air that I know that, like, since just before the pandemic, the world just felt weird and people felt off, and then the pandemic happened and everybody just kind of went a little sideways, and ever since then it's just getting more, where it's just for nerve pressure. And I don't, for your nerves. Yeah, I have severe anxiety from PTSD and CPTSD, and I can handle life. I have gotten help and training and other things, so I'm good most days. But then it's like lately there's been a lot of problems. Okay. I like blueberries, but what I do know is you shouldn't have blueberries in your yogurt, because the yogurt cancels out all the good stuff that the blueberries do, and the blueberries cancel out. So there's something about blueberries. You can have blueberries in anything else, just don't do it with your yogurt. 4 hours apart if you're gonna have yogurt and your blueberries. But maybe I should rethink my blueberries. So, but yeah, lately there's just been a lot of traffic, and it's been loud, and the neighbors upstairs, they're new neighbors, and they thump and bang and do all kinds of other things along the way, and you're just like, yikes. And then it's that time where everybody is they're out more, so they're standing outside talking, and when they're outside talking and the dog hears them, then she decides she wants to start barking, and then it's like, it's stressful because trying to get her to calm down, and then I'm stressed out, and then with his schedule, yeah, I just thank God for meditating, or I'd be a basket case. And yeah, doing my nails and doing my videos, and being able to connect with people on the Tuesdays, that is a calming thing for me. That is, like I said, doing the Tuesdays is a huge thing in being connected to the tribe of the nails, of the Ohana, of the Maniology. And so yeah, I appreciate those Tuesdays. And since the fact that Maniology is going to cut back a little bit, well, I'll step up. That way we can continue that, because I still get my fix. I'm telling you, being honest. That my peeps and the nails stuff keeps me from being, so much of a basket case, because Granny stresses out. by myself, I can be calm. It's the outside influences that cause the anxiety. See? And I left my drink in the other room. So is there any questions anyone has between now and then? Any suggestions or things that you'd like to see on the next live? Anything I can help with or share with? Not just nails. I mean, I like to read. I've been studying everything to know as much as I can. I don't consider myself to be a know-it-all. I just want to know it all. So I like information. So I study everything I can as a hobby. I don't have to be in a class to get a grade to learn new stuff. And it's the learn. Oh, one thing I did learn. Here's a fun tidbit, fun fact. I saw earlier that as you get older, that a lot of people like to do crossword puzzles or Sudoku. Words are hard. So, Sudoku? It's not. I know that's not Sudoku. Sudoku. I'll get it eventually. I don't know what the heck. But those puzzle things, while those are good for keeping your brain used and utilized, actually handwriting, writing things out. And the thing is, it didn't say whether there was a difference between cursive or print, but the article did say writing notes, keeping a journal, writing down just for the sake of writing down, to keep track of things. Basically, there's 5 different sections. I know that feeling, being the only female around. Yeah, I've been in situations my grandparents, including my mom and all of the grandkids together, so me and my sister, there's 17 grandkids. So me, my sister, and 2 other cousins, out of the 17, 4 were girls. The rest were boys. So I know that feeling of being outnumbered. And then whatchamacallit, at one point I was taking care of my dad, and one of my husband's brother, we were living with him and his son, and then at a different time with a different brother. So yeah, I've been the only girl for so many, but there you go. Doesn't matter how bad your handwriting is, just that you do the handwriting. There are 5 different, and I have to go back. I'll have better information the next time. I'll go look it up and have it all written out for you. But it basically says that because, and this is something I knew, that your memory for things that you write out versus things you store in an electronic device, that you use like in a notepad or something, if you actually write things down, you have a 75% chance better percentage of being able to remember what you wrote down. Oh yeah, that's a lot of outnumbered with a hubster and 2 grandsons. I have my kids are grown, a daughter and a son, but they don't live in our area. And then I have a bonus son with Hubster has a son from his. We were not fortunate enough to have any together, but that's okay. We have the pampered princess, so she's our fur baby. But just writing things out, you have a better chance of remembering what you're writing down if you physically write it down versus storing it in your phone. So the fact that actually engaging in daily handwriting is supposed to help keep your brain sharp and your memory sharper. And this is especially true for people over 60 and over, to keep your brain working and to not have it go to having the bad things that happen. So yeah, it does make sense, and there's a lot of research on that. They need more research though. They definitely need more studies to figure out exactly, what to pinpoint into that. But yeah, these are the things I try to focus on. What will help you live longer? What will help you be happier? Um, and if your brain is sharp and you're writing things down and you're eating all the good stuff, homemade yogurt is like the best for you. Oh my gosh, it is so easy to do. Um, and then you don't have to have the store-bought stuff with all the things in it that you don't know what they are. But yogurt is, and Greek yogurt is even better. Oh my gosh. So, and and then the fun stuff. Um, what I also figured out a while ago that makes it so much easier is if you get store-bought yogurt, because you have to start with that. So you either get the um there's the word that I'm trying to find. What makes yogurt yogurt? The oh yeah, you got to take it. So not wearing the earbuds all the time, and talking on your talking on speakerphone instead of putting the phone next to your ear. Yeah, all those things. Because as you age, you will naturally have hearing loss. There's nothing you can do about that. That's just part of the way that the body and the telomeres and all the other things that go along with that. Culture, that's it. The culture that makes the enzymes. There you go. The culture and the enzymes that make the milk to be yogurt. You need something to turn the milk into yogurt. And once you do that, then, and you only need a little bit, but I mix more than I need to, just because I want it to be, really, I like it twangy. So I mix more than I need, and then I just keep mixing and mixing and mixing, and then next thing you know, it's, after you do a bunch of batches. But usually what you would do when making the yogurt, you've made your batch, you pull off what you need. So I think you only need like 2 or 3 tablespoons for, whatever the amount is. But you pull that off to the side, and then use that to make your next batch. You don't have to do that. Technically, you can use the when you strain it or drain it, unless you like your yogurt runny. But when you put it in to filter it out so that you've got just the yogurt and the liquid at the bottom, that's the whey. You can use the whey with your milk and use that to turn your yogurt into yogurt, so you don't have to keep pulling there's no wasting your yogurt. Isn't that fantastic? And if you've got enough and you've got extra of the whey left over, you can put that in your pancake mix to add protein, or put that pretty much in anything else, because you know what? Whey, W-H-E-Y, is what they get from making cheese, and that's what they powder up they dehydrate that, put that in a jar of powder, and then basically sell it to you for $60. It's like, hello. If you just put yogurt into, yogurt into milk, after you turn it into yogurt, pre-made yogurt or cultures into milk to make yogurt, when you strain it, if you lightly strain it, you have a soft cheese. You can strain it a little bit more and you have cream cheese. You strain it a little bit more and you have yogurt. You strain it a little bit more, you've got Greek yogurt. It's like how far you strain it is the product that you get. So, see, crazy neighbors. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but all of a sudden, just screaming and yelling out there. They're laughing, so I think somebody did something. But okay, but yeah. So basically, all these things that you can get, it's like, why buy a jug to have powdered whey to add to your smoothies that you're going to spend $60 for that? Just make yogurt and add the whey into your smoothie. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's insane that the bodybuilders do. I just, hey, you know what? It's your money. If they want to do it, more power to you. Just, eat an egg. eat, eat, there are, lentils and, what is it? Uh, Regular beans, not like, how do I do this? Not pinto beans, but the regular, like the white beans, the northern beans, the lima beans, all those ones have protein in them. And they're vegan. But there you go. So, I know. And if you do, and the reason why most people don't like split pea soup is because it's not cooked right. When you get it in the can, they don't. Oh my gosh! If you make homemade split pea soup, it is like awesome. Because I made it for my husband the first time, and he was like, "But I don't like split pea. Have you had mine before?" No. I said, "Try it," and he went, "This is split." Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. If you make it right, your food tastes good. And the thing is, you got my other pet peeve. People will make food and then they go buy biscuits. Do you know how easy it is to make biscuits or rolls or dinner rolls or, you know, my God, it's like your flour of choice and, water. I know. Because there's so many ways that you can eat things, um, and get your protein that you don't have to. I'm not vegan. I like my meat. I'm a carnivore. But I'm picky on the meat. I'm really super picky. Um, the I don't like. Oh, there's a lot of things I don't like. So I'm a vegetarian with a side of meat. Because oh my God, I can't do pasta as much anymore. It doesn't like me. But I do kind of strain things out. I can't do as much potatoes, but I do strain those out. But I end up living off of, all the veggies I can stuff into me. And oh man was asked what his wife's favorite flower is. He said, "Don't know, self-rising." uh, Man was asked what his wife's favorite flower is. He said, "Dunno, self-rising." Oh my God, you're funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I like making my own bread. And I don't use regular flour because it doesn't like me either. So I do almond flour and um I get good results. My favorite is friendship bread, and I've had people that are like awesome. It's like 3 days later and they're still chewing on it. Yeah, yeah. But oh my gosh. So yeah, I've had to navigate things around, and as I said, my biggest pet peeve is, the bread stuff is super easy to do, and it takes you less time, because by the time you try to open up those containers, you could have already had your biscuits made. So there you go. Um, and then the next pet peeve is people like to buy, garlic salt and onion salt and everything that has salt in it. It's like, buy the powder, add your own salt. You don't need that much salt. And table salt is really, really bad, especially, cooking with it. And yeah, add the salt you need. And to be honest, you only need salt in a small trace amount to be able to get the iodine, and you can get iodine sea salt so that what you're salting tastes better. Table salt has very little uses. Yes, You make your own bread and you know what's in it. Do you know? Um, I just watched a video. There's the guy that I don't remember his name, but he starts off laughing and he goes, "You mean for 40 years I could have?" I think y'all know who he is. But he does these little things. He did an experiment because he found out somebody told him that the Krispy Kreme donuts don't mold. They don't go bad. So he pulled off and went and got a Krispy Kreme donut and then stopped at the local bakery and got a donut from a mom and pop store and put one, each one separately in a zippy bag. And he said they sat on his counter irritating the wife for 3 weeks, and the bakery one finally started to mold. The Krispy Kreme one didn't mold. I mm, mm-mm. I do not do. I have not ever. I am not. I will. I'm going to admit it. I might lose some friends here. I do not like Krispy Kreme donuts. When they finally showed up, because I know they're East Coast, and when they finally got to the West Coast and there was Krispy Kreme, we finally figured out where there was one that we could go to, and we went and got them, and they're not. I don't understand the craze. I just didn't really. I like my local mom and pop. Yeah, yuck. So I basically I don't, and I barely would buy like Entenmann's or something. I don't really do baked goods from the stores. I'm sorry. I would rather get them from a bakery or just make it myself. Like you said, then you know what's in it. And and fun fact, one of my favorite desserts is red velvet. And the reason it's called that is because it's the flours and the ingredients back in the 30s, the type of technique that they were using to bake the cakes made the finished product velvety. So that the cakes would be called a velvet cake. But back then, cocoa was not alkaline. The Dutch cocoa has taken the alkaline out of the cocoa process, and in that, prior to that, when they would put the cocoa in with the buttermilk and everything to make the red velvet cake, the chemical reaction is what turned it that red brown. Now red velvet is used with the screamingly neon red. Why? So yeah, it's not as easy to find non Dutch processed cocoa, but I go for that and make my own red velvet because it tastes better. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And to be honest, if you don't know how to bake bread, or if you think you're scared, or if you think that you're gonna muck it up, just go save your pennies every week. Um, put some money aside and figure out, watch a deal for when somebody puts something on sale. Buy one that's secondhand, but get you a bread machine. Get you one that does the kneading and all the stuff in it. It comes with recipes. You put the ingredients in, push the button, and there you go. Oh my gosh, make your own bread. Because, yeah, Wonder and all those things on the market, even the flour tortillas in the grocery stores, they have things in them to make them not go bad. And you're eating that. I'm a food snob. I admit it. I, mm-mm. And what I was saying about the milk earlier, the whey that comes off of when they make cheese and yogurts and all the other things that they dehydrate, you, they put that in like taco seasonings and all kinds of other things. That's a filler that they put in that fills up the container so that they can put less of the real spices in there, and then it does add flavoring. But in case you're not aware, it's milk products, and there's a lot of people that can't handle from the lactose, and that might be why you're having so many issues with the nether reasons. Oh yeah, homemade peanut butter. I can't do peanut butter anymore, but I can do almond. and Hubs are like, so I'll suck it up for the peanut butter. Again, it's peanuts and oil, spun. Oh, jelly bread, yeah. My favorite is the black currants and blackberry. I like the dark ones. And I really wasn't a fan of strawberry, but I like not strawberry jelly, but strawberries in my bread. Hi, Melissa. You made it. Yeah, I was gonna call it quits because I was just trying to figure out the do because it got so late in the day, and then people started showing up, so I'm still hanging out. No, I understood, lady. I understood that you put the peanut butter and the jelly in the bread when you cooked it. So when you baked it, then it was like dessert bread. Yeah, you made it. Hi. Yeah, it's been a crazy day. They had to come and do the maintenance for the uh every couple months they got to push the button to make sure that the batteries and everything works in the smoke detector and make sure nothing's leaking and all the plumbing and all the appliances and stuff. And then I had a couple of work orders that needed to get taken care of. So after they did the little thing, they came back and did the work order. And then after that, the upstairs neighbor decided to do something foul, and I don't know what the heck. All kinds of water was coming through my ceiling through the ceiling fan because she put way too much water on the floor. So it's been an eventful day because every time the maintenance people come in, it pisses off the pampered pooch because she's like, "You're gonna hurt my mommy." So she's just been bark, 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 bark. And it just, I'm stressed out. And I was gonna do this, but I planned to do this today, and then I got the notice late Tuesday. So I was like, well, that mucks things up. So I'm just gonna. Oh, I love the marshmallow fluff. I do the almond butter with the marshmallow fluff because I can't. Um, I used to like peanut butter, but I was picky. Again, I'm a food snob. I don't like the jarred peanut butter. There's always just weird. I like the old fashioned or the stuff that they did. So and then I figured out how to make my own. So I was good with that. And then when I was pregnant with my son, I was severely nutrient necessary. I mean, my numbers were so low on everything. They were shoving thing at me. And the doctor was like, we're going to send you to Wick. And Wick was looking at my numbers going, here, eat this. And, they gave me so much peanut butter. I can't even stand the smell of it now. I know the dogs are yapping, but where we're at, it echoes, and she has this very loud, sharp, high pitched, ear bleeding bark when she's pissed off. When she's quiet, it's okay. But when she's mad and upset because there's strangers in the house, well, even Hubster comes home from work and she just, no, she has to be between the middle of us or she's barking. It's like, I'm here to protect you. And partly that I think is because I had to have something put on my arm and there was a little bit of a pinch. And when I said the word OUCH, if I say that, she's going to get upset because this dog knows language. She knows words. And she's trained by words. So she has her vocabulary. But I said that word, and ever since I said that word, now if I say that word again, she's upset because she's like, oh, yeah. Thank you, Lady Starbuck. You go eat. Yeah. Put some food in you. Food is absolutely. I luckily I got mine earlier today. So go eat your vittles, and I will see you soon. Thank you for coming and showing up. Yeah. Mine never used to really do much of anything. We lived in an apartment. We were there 3 years before anybody knew we had a dog. I mean, the office knew. I was paying the extra money for it, but at one point I said something to the security guy, and as a joke, and he went, "Wait a minute, you don't have a dog?" "Yeah, I do." He's like, "No, you don't." I said, "Yeah, I do." He was like, "When did you get a dog?" 4 years ago. And he was like, "What?" And pulls out his thing and looks at it and goes, "Oh, you do have a dog." He goes, "Dang." He goes, I can walk by. And he goes, "I know who has dogs because the dogs bark when I go away." He goes, "I never heard." I go, "Yeah, she's quiet. She never barked." Even the next door neighbor was like, "You don't have a dog?" I go, "Yeah, I do." He goes, "When'd you get a dog?" 4 years ago. And I mean, the look on his face was just like, "Yeah." Even his wife, "Since when did you get a dog?" Oh, same question. Nobody ever heard her. Now the neighbors here can hear her because she knows people, she hears people, she's, I don't know what's different, but man, here she just like, other than that she's older, she's gonna be 8. We've had her a while, but she is just, yeah, like I said, she would, she'd make noise, she'd whimper and whine, and and do things that I could figure out. Okay, what do you want? And I would say words, and she would look at me, and then when I hit the right word, she'd be like, ha 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 ha, and you're like going, oh, okay. There's the yellow fruit that's the BANANA. Can't say that because she knows what that is, and she demands that I give her one. Um, so and she's opinionated. Oh my god. But like I said, I don't know what it is here. I think because we're more in a courtyard, whereas the other one we were facing a parking lot, so we didn't get as much traffic. But yeah, the maintenance people walk by, and she can tell because when they take and the cleaning people and the housekeeping, the way they walk by and the things that they do, she knows it's them, and she has a cow. It's loud, and my husband got her to be the emotional support puppy, and I was like, I don't want a dog. He goes, you're gonna need a dog. I don't want a dog. He goes, but you need to have a dog. Okay. Hubster doesn't get many things right, but this one he did. And so I can't imagine life without her. But yeah, she has decided, though, in the last 2 years that she now needs me to be her emotional support human. And I think a lot of that has to do with where we were at. The neighbors were awful, and they caused her to have severe anxiety. And because I was feeling the anxiety, and I know dogs pick up on things, that when the owner is upset, the dogs get upset, and that's true. If I'm not having a good day and I'm saying words, or if the hubster says something and I get mad, going, because wives, your husband likes to push buttons. And when they do, and you go, "Meow," and she looks at him and she starts barking. I was like, "What? Daddy pissed off mommy? Are you mad?" And she'll yap at him until he goes, "All right, fine, I'll behave." That's right. We don't let daddy misbehave. Daddy's a good daddy. Daddy works hard. Daddy makes the money that takes care of us and buys her food. So we like the daddy. So I was asking Melissa, do you have any ideas, any suggestions for me to do for demos on my next live? Anything that you have challenges with, or that you'd like me to attempt to do, just out of curiosity? Because I can get pretty creative, but then I get interrupted, so that kind of messes with the things I was able to do. And there's always something going on that causes an interruption. I used to be where I was at. It was quiet enough initially that I could sit there and just do my nails and find a very zenful place. Doesn't happen here. I mean, when we first moved in, it was really, really, really quiet. And then as we kind of got settled in, because when we moved in, it was the early part of June. And after that, the people wanted to run around in the courtyard and, do things because it was summer, and then you're just like, ah. But other than that, it's quiet. So yeah, when it's peaceful and quiet and there's nobody out there talking or upsetting the dog or stressing me out or whatever the case, or some other crazy ass thing, that I yeah, I can sit here and listen to a book or put something on that, just is in the background, and and then, paint away. Oh, and for the sake of, I did this mani like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if this one went when I did the video for the lightning. I did this like 2 weeks ago, and it's held up really well. It's just now getting to the point where on the tips I need to redo that, so I'll be doing that later to fix that. But outside of that, and I only did just the I didn't do a regular top coat on it. I just did the smudge free top coat. I did two layers of the smudge free because I was busy and had to get going and didn't have time to continue. And I planned that a couple days later I'd be doing another I'd be doing something else. I thought I'd be doing something like with the dragon one. But after using the dragon plate, I was like, oh, I got to rethink this. And then I got busy with things and interruptions, and I haven't had time to sit down to do that. And then it was like, okay, I need to pull this out and do this. Do the little, the diamond thingy, because at this point I'm just, and I need to find my calm and my peace, and we're working on that. So. Okay, well, I don't see any more questions. I don't see any more comments. I know there's a couple people there, and I'm over here just rambling, crazy grandma. But like I said, in the comments, if something comes up, if someone has an idea, if someone has a thought, like I said, I probably won't be able to do the live tomorrow. And then, so I might be able to do something on Saturday, maybe early Sunday morning. I can't, yeah, in the afternoon. Monday would be later in the afternoon. And then, I won't know until later on whether or not Tuesday is going to be alive for me or not. But one way or another, I'm just going to keep doing them every chance I can. On a daily basis, because I need to practice with where do I push the buttons in the order so that I can kind of get comfortable with that, because there's so many different places that you have to go, okay, you have to unlock this and turn this, that, and do that, this, and tell it to be that. And it's like there's a lot of information that the system needs for you to be able to go live. That's what I was trying to do earlier today, and I couldn't get it to work. I tried 5-6 times, and I couldn't get it. I kept having to go, no, it's not working. No, I didn't do it right. No, where's it? Where's all those things hiding? So you have to, like I said, attach to all the different parts, and then after you do that, it goes live. So I figured it out, I think, and I think I'll remember. But I want to get more comfortable with the process. So I'm just going to keep doing it until I am, and then we'll go from there. So. I appreciate the people that showed up and watched. Thank you for those who commented. It always makes it so much more enjoyable when there's things to counter and balance back and forth with. It makes the process way more enjoyable. And I appreciate everybody that has shown up, that will show up. And one way or another, I will see you soon. Hope you have a good evening. Hope you had your food for the day, whatever time that you're watching this at is the time for food, because that's part of self-care. Take care of you, and I trust that everyone is doing their best to be the best human they could possibly be in the fact that everybody is, tempers are very, very, wow. I, I saw a video earlier. There was a guy shopping in a Home Depot, and he walks up to another guy and says, "Got any money?" And the first guy is kind of looking like disheveled. He's not dirty, but he's got this weird outfit on. Like, the way that he's got his clothing doesn't look fashionable. And so the guy, he asks, do you got any money? The guy turns around and says, no. And he turns around to go back to what he's doing. And he's like, well, hey, I'll help you out. I'll pay for your, I'll give you money. And the guy just kept saying no. And then at one point he goes, are you ready to check out? I'll go pay for your stuff. And he turns around to this guy who's willing to pay for his shopping. And the guy goes, what's your deal? Why do you get, and I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody is trying to do something nice for you and you're mad about it. It's like, he's turning down money and not in a very graceful way. It's like people are on edge. They're I admit it. Even I am cranky in my moments. Especially when especially when I have a frazzling day. But, so yeah, I know you're all just trying to be the best human you could possibly be. Do not let those who are in the Misery Loves Company Club recruit you, because they're always recruiting, even though they might not know that they're a part of the Misery Loves Company Club. And I'm an ex-member. Today, I'm part of the Misery Loves Company Club. I was not trying to recruit. I was just trying to share. I'm having my moments. No, I don't want you to be cranky with me. I appreciate the hugs, the hugs and the loves and all the things that that came my way. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot happier. I'm in a much better mood. And I did enjoy that I got to share knowledge and talk about some things, even though it wasn't nail related. But I will get better prepared. I'll get used to doing this on a regular basis, so I know what I'm doing. I kind of know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing. So I'll get to where I know what I'm doing. Anyway, I will see y'all soon. Have a great night. Bye. Now if I can figure out how to... There we are.